Do you think that title insurance is just an extra cost that you can skip out on? What if I told you that avoiding title insurance could cost a new homeowner thousands of dollars in hidden legal fees and major headaches down the road? I want to spend some time talking about why the risks of not getting title insurance far outweigh the cost and the benefit associated with getting the policy. My name is Ahmad Sadiq. Let's talk title. So first I want to talk just briefly about what title insurance actually is. At the time of closing, a new homeowner is supposed to receive a title policy, and ultimately what this title policy does is it ensures that the new homeowner is receiving the property from the seller without any kind of title defects, and ultimately meaning there's no liens, any encumbrances, there's no defects in any of the previous conveyances that are associated with the property, and ultimately at the time that the deed is recorded, a title policy is issued that will ultimately protect that buyer, really, and it's a to the grave type of policy. The biggest difference between a title policy and, let's say, a homeowner's insurance policy is that a title policy is only paid one time, and that's at the time of closing. And that policy will protect the new homeowner really the entire time that they own the property. And so that benefit is based on the actual sales price of the property, and that benefit continues to exist for the life of that home ownership. Now, ultimately, if there's no policy that's issued, let's say if the buyer decides that they didn't want a title policy, or the seller in the transaction wanted to avoid that cost, and the buyer ended up taking ownership of the property without having a title policy in place to protect them, even if someone just knocks at the door and says, look, at some point in the past, this property went through probate and I'm one of the heirs or the beneficiaries, and I didn't receive the proper type of notice as part of the administration of the estate, and I feel I have a 1/5 interest in this property that wasn't properly taken care of at the time that the estate was administered. Let's even further say that this is a bogus claim. This person files a lawsuit or a lien in public records. Now, as the homeowner, in order to defend your ownership of the property, you're going to have to hire an attorney to protect you. The attorney is going to cost several $100s an hour or a flat fee of several thousands of dollars, and it is a guarantee that the cost that the attorney is going to charge that new homeowner is going to be significantly more expensive than the cost of the policy if it was purchased at the time of closing. And again, like I said in the beginning of the video, that policy continues to exist for the entire time the property is owned by that homeowner. And so by not having a policy in place at the time that the property was purchased, this new homeowner now is going to have to expend additional resources on top of the purchase of the home just to protect their interest. Whereas if they had a policy in place, they could simply call the underwriter and say, someone is making a claim on the ownership of my property, and I need you to protect my interest. And at that point, under the benefits associated with the title insurance policy, the underwriter would use its own resources and its own attorneys to ultimately defend the claim and protect the title of the property. And so now, without having to do anything other than call the underwriter to file that claim, the new homeowner doesn't have to expend any additional resources. And they don't have to worry about having to find an attorney, trusting an attorney, and then paying retainers to that attorney. All of that will be taken care of by the underwriter without really any other work other than filing a claim, stating that someone is making a claim on the property or the title of the property. So the ultimate costs and the headache and the stress associated with defending your ownership of the property as a new homeowner or a longtime homeowner, depending on when that type of a claim is filed against the property, is far outweighed by the savings that would come along with not having a title policy in place at the time of closing. Now, if you found this video to be helpful, please like and subscribe for more information about not only real estate transactions, but title and real estate related legal issues as well. Guys, we look forward to working with you.